Please be seated. Please be seated. All right. We'll call this meeting to order at 5:02. National Council Representative Dunbar, Healy, and Princeton. All right, we'll now go to the roll call.
President Crowwood, Vice President Edwards, Treasurer Correa, Chief of Staff Moody, Director Abdul, Assistant Director Willem, Director Johnstone, Assistant Director Robinson, Director Cunningham, Assistant Director Battle, Director Triore, Assistant Director Perry, Director Ramos, Director Thacker, Assistant Director Appleworky, Director Thomas, Assistant Director Dawson, Director Sutton, Director Howard, Director Wonga, Assistant Director Pinckney, Director Randiel, Assistant Director Coleman, Director Malaj, Assistant Director Tayeb, Director Carr, Assistant Director Ajayi, Representative James, Representative Entwistle, Representative McCauley, Pro Tem Washington Mary, Government Operations Chair Ryan, Appropriations Chair Adesanya, Senator Brahami, Senator Brown, Senator Crosby,
President.
Senator Dangu, Senator Dobbin,
President.
Senator Higgs, Senator McGuire,
President.
Senator Moore, Senator Sedgwick, Senator White, Chief Justice McNeil,
President.
Deputy Chief Justice Adenega, Solicitor General Brown, Justice Bennett, Justice Chen.
Thank you. We'll now move to the approval of the minutes. It should be accessible as always. We'll now move to the agenda. Hearing none, we'll now move to guest speakers. Today we have a very special guest speaker. So please give your hands together for interim president Dr. Melanie Bowen. Robert Weston.
We're going recording. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for inviting me to your meeting. I won't take too much time, but I just wanted to just address a couple of highlights of what's happening at TU and just leave a little time if there's any questions, comments, anything anybody wants to say. So as many of you know, we just wrapped up the legislative year in Annapolis just yesterday. Very exciting. Just wanted to give a quick update where we are with TU. All of our initiatives that we wanted funded got funded. So we got the operating budget that we anticipated, so that was solid. On the capital side of things, we got the last pot of money to finish the CHP building, which is great. It's on time, on budget. Will open next summer for sure. So we're really excited about that. I'm sure those of you who are in the health professions are especially excited. We also got the another pot of money for Smith Hall, which is a renovation, but a serious renovation, well north of $150 million. So that's a significant renovation money. This is not just a paint job. We'll be knocking down one section of the building, rebuilding that up. It's going to be a beautiful facility. So for those of you in communications, EMF, those areas, you're going to finally have a building that's been designed for you. And so those are going to be some amazing facilities. We also got some money to support the Athletic Academic Achievement Center. So that will go forward as well. So we're very excited about that. So that was the capital side of things. We got in operating, we got $750,000 to support a Hispanics in Healthcare initiative. And so that will be moving forward this year. Again, a great opportunity for TU, and the legislature was really happy to support that. And we're super grateful for their support on that. So that's the general legislative update. It went very well across the board for USM and for TU. I just wanted to give a quick update on enrollment for next fall, where we are. So you've seen, of course, many tour groups going through. We've had the first sessions of TU for You. The next round is coming up this weekend. I know many of you participate in that, so thank you so much. I know that the prospective students, when they get to talk to active students, that makes all the difference in the world. So very much appreciate everybody who works on that. We currently have 19,600 applications for the freshman class. Not bad. It's a record, the highest TU has ever had. And right now, in terms of the contract received, so that's indicating, of course, that you're highly likely to come to TU. We are running 15% above this time last year. And so those indications are really positive. Graduate enrollment is up. And so we're hopeful that we're turning the corner on some of the challenges we had from the pandemic. I wanted to talk just briefly about campus safety. I know that's been on everybody's minds. It continues to be a top priority for us on campus. We're all aware that there have been some crime incidents this semester, and so in response to that, the Baltimore County Executive Office established a community partners group to develop additional strategies to combat crime in the area. And so our Chief Herring and Vice President Hurt represent TU on this group. So you may have noticed since the initial meeting of this group, there's been increased patrols in the downtown Towson area. The Towson Chamber of Commerce has worked with the business community, and they've added additional cameras downtown. TU has continued its grant support. So we have given Baltimore County a financial grant to hire additional patrols in the downtown area. And this community group meets quarterly. So the next meeting of the group will be in June. The TU Student Affairs and Public Safety meets regularly with local apartment managers. And so working with them on safety in those areas. And TUPD also works with the apartments to do a safety assessment of their facilities, and they continue to do that work. Also want to just remind everybody that there are some resources regarding safety available on campus. Of course, we know Safe Ride and Safe Walk, the emergency text alert system that goes out, the safety cameras that are all over campus, and of course, the emergency telephones and blue light phones that are across campus. And so as part of the efforts, it's not just about the technology. We are currently looking at other safety awareness events and activities and different educational tools to help our community, our students, faculty, and staff remain safe. Last thing I want to just address is I know this is an important area for the SGA as it is for the rest of campus, and that's the issue of mental health for our students and our larger TU community. We have made significant investments in the mental health resources. So we've been fortunate to expand staffing in the counseling center. We've attracted therapists with diverse identities and specialty areas to meet the needs of our diverse student community. And that's been a real point of emphasis for Dr. Hurt and for the counseling center going forward. We've also invested in Together All. It's an online platform for students to engage around mental health awareness, and Cognito, which is a mental health awareness training for students, faculty, and staff. And those continue to be available for our community. If you haven't made yourself available to try those resources, I strongly encourage you to do so. They really can be extremely helpful. We've also had funding from the TU Foundation to support campus recreation. They've hosted a series of mental health first aid trainings that are also available for our TU faculty and staff. This year, VP Hurt and our AD, Steve Engelbrot, collaborated to establish a new mental health support role specifically designed to support student athletes. As we know, that's a growing concern on our campus and other campuses across the country. And finally, in the coming months, Student Affairs will be hiring a new Assistant Vice President for Student Health and Well-Being. This is a brand new position, a new role, and the person who takes this role will lead efforts in strengthening and expanding our student health and well-being efforts at Towson. So we're very much looking forward to staffing up that position. So that really is my report. Kept it brief so I can allow some time if there's any questions that people want to raise. I'm happy to take a stab at it.
Senator McGuire.
Hi, so I see we're currently following with the master plan, especially about the Smith building and of course, what was the other thing?
There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. So you personally, what are like the 5 key main reasons during your presidency that you're really focusing on? Whatever it's like the student pride in the school or like health and wellness, like what do you think that Towson could be better at in 5 years from now?
In the next 5 years? Well, so I'm an interim president, and so I would be speaking for the next 5 years for whoever the permanent president is. So I will tell you that, you know, my day job is provost, and so largely my focus in my normal job is the academic areas. And so, if it's okay with you, I'll answer with that. I don't want to speak for, you know, a future president, but
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So essentially what, you know, I think this is what we want to look at is, I think most people know we're interested in becoming a more research forward university. And while sometimes people think that's really just directed at faculty research, we're really also, as a big part of this, focusing on student research. And so we put a bunch of money to assist students in conducting research. We've developed brand new programs for summer where students can actually get paid to do research with a faculty member over the summer. So we realized that a lot of students have to work during the summer and so don't have the luxury of saying, hey, let's take the summer off and do research. And so what we're going to do is pay you to do research in place of a summer job. So I would point you to some of those opportunities. There's also money to send people to conferences and support during the year. And these are really helpful for students who are considering going to graduate school, maybe even not right after undergraduate, but maybe down the line. having those experiences can be super helpful and frankly, pretty fun. So that's kind of job number one. Another area that I want to focus on specifically for our students is I'd really like us to move away from talking about the 6-year graduation rate and focus on the 4-year graduation rate and put emphasis there. I think that's a really important metric. And we certainly have room to improve there. And so there's lots of pieces to that. And that's a big collaboration with our student affairs colleagues. This is going to take all kinds of support programs, some look at financial aid opportunities. You know, how can we leverage summer courses, winter courses to help students get through in 4 years rather than 5 or 6. Now, there are some programs where it's just by design nearly impossible to get through for 4 years, and maybe they're intentionally done that way. And there's also students that go part-time, and that's completely understandable. In many cases, is the right decision. But what we want to be able to do is the students who want to graduate in 4 years should be able to do it, and we should make the commitment that we're going to do everything on our side that's possible to make that happen. So that's a big lift, but I do think that will be a big emphasis for us in the coming years.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Assistant Director Afrobeat.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, good. So I like how Towson have, I know we have made big strides with having 19,000 students been accepted, but when admitting students, are we looking into like the housing, like how to have, like, if we're gonna have enough housing? Because I remember last year, a lot of students were struggling because we kind of had an over amount of students applying for housing.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, so the 19,000 people have applied. They weren't all admitted. Some of them, you know, didn't quite make it, or maybe got waitlisted and things like that. But we're confident, and we work with Dr. Hurt very, very closely to make sure that we have sufficient housing. So we're watching it carefully. In all honesty, it's to some extent a good problem to have that we're in that high demand, but we're confident that we are going to be able to accommodate all of the students necessary.
Thank you.
I didn't know what that ringing bell was, like an ejection seat. Should I run? You talk too much. Any other questions?
Deputy Justice Delegate.
Oh, sorry. So when it comes to like young students to graduate within 4 years, I was wondering, are there any plans to like reduce the amount of core classes that students should take?
Yeah, I think we're gonna look at everything top to bottom. That's absolutely something that we will be looking at is the core courses and the core curriculum. We're looking at everything from the core curriculum, the core scheduling, the sequencing, so in some classes where it's highly, or majors where it's highly prescribed, let's say you, for whatever reason, withdraw or maybe get a D in a class, sometimes that might set you a full year back. We want to find ways to make that not happen, that it doesn't set you back a full year. So there's a lot of different things that we can do to affect that, and it's going to take a lot of work, but I'm confident that we can get there. And I think that some of the small nudges that we can do are really going to start affecting that positively. And so we're just really going to be committed to doing it and finding every little barrier. So job one for us as an institution is to identify all the barriers that exist. So why aren't students graduating in 4 years? What are the explanations? And that really varies by institution. So we're going to find out what the case is here at TU and work to address each of those.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Council Representative Jalal.
Okay, hi. So I was just wanting to ask, as we become an R2 school, like how do we ensure that undergraduate students and faculty get like the resources that they need?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, we have committed already about $14 million towards the effort. Most of that money, has gone directly to support faculty research, to increase graduate stipends. We have graduate students here. Anyone? Okay, well, maybe prospective graduate students. We have significantly increased graduate student stipends, across the board. We've given greater money, again, research money directly to the to students and to faculty, and it's also to hire more faculty. Those are the biggest pots. So I think people think of R2 as this gigantic shift at the university. I want to tell you that in 2016, Towson University would have been an R2 school had we just spent a tiny bit more money on research. And so that's how little the nudge is, to just make that bottom threshold. We don't want to just be a barely R2 school though. We want to be solidly in the middle. We want to be a really great R2 school. And so, you know, we think that that investment, and maybe a little bit more investment, going forward will get us there, but it's not going to be a dramatic change. And I want to assure everybody that our commitment to undergraduate education, first and foremost, will not change, right? And that's a commitment, and that's why I want to talk about that 4-year graduation rate being job one here. We're not going to lose the focus on excellence in undergraduate education. These two things can exist simultaneously, and in fact, we strongly believe that becoming that a little bit more research-oriented university is actually going to assist in the undergraduate experience as well. So that's our commitment. We're not going to change the culture. It's only going to give more opportunities for our students.
Okay, great. Do we have any other questions? Fantastic. Give another round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, and look forward to seeing a bunch of you at graduation. We're going back indoors, so air conditioning. All right, it should be fun. So thanks a lot. I'll see you.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll now move into public participation and student concerns. Are there, see, we have a good amount of guests in the back. Welcome, guys. Feel free to contribute if necessary, if you desire. All right, we'll now move into communication. Advisory remarks.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. I missed y'all. I know I was gone last week. I was away at a conference. I hope y'all said thank you to Mac for sitting in my absence. Happy to be back though. I just have 2 announcements. So the first one is congratulations to the students who are nominated for the Student Affairs Leadership Awards. You should have started to receive notifications this week about those nominations. Also, thank you to the folks who nominated. So if you nominated your peers, thank you for participating in that process. The award ceremony is May 4th in the evening. So if you were nominated, I hope you will attend. And then the second one is I've had a conversation with the folks at the Civic Engagement Office about the big event. I know SGA participates every year. Part of my responsibility is supporting the office with facilitator training. So there are student peer facilitators who will help manage the process as you all are arriving on the bus. So some of the logistics, getting you to your site. They are in need of more facilitators. So if you're interested in supporting the big event by being a facilitator, come and see me after GA and I can help you get connected to the right person. And I yield.
Appropriations Committee.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Just wanted to let everybody know that there will be groups on Monday at 1 p.m. I'll send the members an email, but if y'all just want to sit and too.
Building and Operations Committee.
Happy Taco Tuesday, y'all. So yesterday in our committee meeting, we had the chance to review Senate Bill number 5, Senate Bill number 6, Senate Bill number 7, and Senate Bill number 8. And we voted all of them favorable. Any questions? And with that, I yield.
Rules Committee.
Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. So, Rules Committee did review some of the legislation that's on the agenda today, and we made the necessary amendments for it, and we'll be favorable. With that, I yield.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Tiger Tuesday. Actually, a few updates this week. We'll be hosting a nap in the academic commons. Nap. It's Night Against Procrastination. So it's basically, it's a late night event in the academic commons from 7 to 11 p.m. on April 18th. There's going to be tutors there, writing center folks there. It's just basically, yeah, Night Against Procrastination. So come and be productive. There's going to be pizza, some other mental health related activities. And then also on that note, I attended a meeting yesterday with our Department of Health and Wellness and a bunch of other community departments, campus partners. I don't know how it's possible to get that many people from our campus on one Zoom call, but we were able to find a time to meet. So we are hosting again the De-Stress Fest, which was a really good event last year. I believe Director Ramos worked on that last semester or year, maybe, but we're going to be doing that. Oh, it was last semester where we had all the activities throughout the union. So we'll be doing that again, and you'll hear more from that from Health and Wellness. Also, thank you to the SALA committee members, Chief of Staff Moody, Director Johnstone, Representative or Councilwoman John, and Solicitor General. Lastly, well, two more things. We'll be hosting the USMSC April meeting. I really want to shout out Chief of Staff Moody for her help in getting the food secured for that. We kind of had a last minute mishap, but thank you to the Director Moss, Chief of Staff Moody, for stepping in and helping us with that. And really lastly, before the end of the week, we'll be participating with the Graduate Student Association for a community cleanup at Oregon Ridge Park. We'll be partaking in invasive plant removal, trash cleanup, trail restoration, and garden maintenance. So I'll be attending this Saturday. I know I've already planned on carpooling, so if you need a ride, just let me know. I'm happy to coordinate that. And for our member of the week, this person has worked really hard over the last week. A lot of curveballs thrown and stuff, especially with elections here. A lot of changes to the website were needed, and they rose up to the challenge and got it all done for the Elections Commission. So thank you, Assistant Director Battle, for all your hard work. Are there any questions?
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So as mentioned, budget hearings did wrap up last week. Thank you to all the senators who showed up and were present. It really does help. So thank you so much. Again, I have ordered cleaning supplies. So if you need anything, wipe down the surface you are using, don't use it on yourself, but there's Clorox wipes, all-purpose spray, paper towels, and everything. There is some supplies in the executive board office, but please ask me first. And also President Colquitt's office, and then Marnie's. Marnie's has like a whole bunch, so just go ahead and ask her. Please be mindful of how much you're using. You do not need to overuse, if that makes sense. But yes, please use that. There's air freshener, it's getting hot out. Some of us are gonna start sweating. Need it to smell nice. And then I can't stress this enough, but the last day for funding request is April 21st. Please be patient with me. As Ms. Vicky has retired, you guys know, we are in transition. So some things have been moving kind of slow. So just make sure the links you are putting on your request work, that they are not dead links, because if not, we're gonna have to be going back and forth between you, me, and Marnice, and that's not fun. I should not be sitting in my class going back and forth in emails, but just make sure that's all figured out, and make sure that you talk to Chief of Staff Moody. She is the one who is aware of all events and everything, so just make sure you talk to her. We don't set a budget, but keep it reasonable. We are at the end of the semester, so does anyone have any questions? All right, with that, I yield.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Last grant review committee, the security relief fund request was approved. Any questions?
Deputy Justice Delegate, Brandon. Tuesday, Moody.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. I'm such a good mood because commencement is in 6 weeks, so congratulations to us graduating. Okay, just a couple of things. I just want to make sure everyone in this room is on the roster. If anyone's not on the roster, please raise your hand. I'm in the roster on band. And is everyone in the group meeting? Okay, that's all I had to say about that. And then I am forming a banquet and inauguration committee. I know a lot of y'all like the message, but I'm only accepting 5 people. So if you really, really want to be it, please just like text me like, hey, like I really want to be it to be chosen. And if not, sorry. We just don't need like 15 people planning the events. It's a lot. Also, so banquet superlatives, I know they're coming out Monday and stuff, but they're gonna be coming out either Wednesday or like really early Thursday. So make sure you all are voting on that. There'll also be a form in there for you all to RSVP for banquet. So please fill that out. On there, we'll also have a question about your shirt sizes. So make sure you all, if that's accurate. If you don't fill out this form, you won't get merch at the end of the year. So make sure you all fill out this form. And lastly, there's no pre-meeting this week and there is no pre-meeting next week as well. That I get.
Yes, all right, so the band isn't working now because I checked it at like a few hours ago and it wasn't working.
I'll have President Colvin on that. Because I don't have band, I'm banned from band.
Oh.
Anyone else? Question?
And academic affairs. Promise of engagement.
Happy Tiger Tuesday. Not much to report. We have the Earth Week next, or Earth Day block party next week, which is going to be the 19th from 10 to 2 p.m. We actually might have enough help from our co-sponsors, so we should be okay on that front. All you guys need to do is show up and learn a little bit about sustainability. Me and Representative and Russell are also working on a statement for any students who have felt marginalized by the what do you call it? By like professors and stuff. We've gotten a lot of reports recently about, you know, them feeling discriminated against or not getting accommodations or anything like that. So we're going to try to work towards doing something about that. But with that, I also.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about that. We can talk about it after GA, but that's really alarming. So let's, I think we should do maybe more than a statement on that. So I'm happy to meet with you guys and loop in our provost and stuff, because that sounds really serious. It's something that's ongoing. Institutional stuff.
There we go. Yeah, definitely if you have time after GA to meet with me and Jaden, I want to start working towards drafting some legislature, hopefully with the senators, working with other people to kind of address some more serious concerns of the community.
Okay, well, thank you. Affirmative communications.
Hey, you guys, happy Tiger Tuesday. Okay, first I just want to thank everyone who came out to the Injustice Community Service event last week. So thank you guys so much. It was really nice. And then the PR team, so Justice, I, Selena, Keenan, and David, we are going to have a Minute to Win It competition in May. We'll give you guys more info about that next week. And then it's TikTok Tuesday, of course. So if anybody wants to participate, I want to see some new faces because I always see the same people. So, and let's just give one more round of applause for my AD because she just got okay. Thank you guys so much. That I yield. Any questions? All right.
Department of Community Outreach.
Hi, everyone. So the big event is in about 2 weeks, and it's mandatory. So if you haven't registered already, please do so by Thursday. Let me know if you need any help registering, and just remember to put SGA as the organization you want to volunteer with when you do the registration. Also, we still have a couple of spots left for the visit at John Hopkins Children's Center. If you're interested in that, just let me know. And a lot of you guys haven't been putting your service hours on Everati, so please do that and let me know so I can approve it. And if you do need hours, just let me know so I can find service opportunities for you. Any questions?
Department of Diversity and Inclusion.
Hi, everyone. However, time I get Tuesday. I'll keep it short, but mainly it's just, not to use this week. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be this Thursday in Tiger Plaza from 1:30 to 4:30. So mainly what I want to say is that I'll definitely find just a few representatives to help out. I put a sign up genius in the group me. I'll need help from like 1 to 5 for like setup or any tabling for like around the SGA table, and then for like food and merch, there's people to watch that, and then clean up. So definitely if you need office hours, anything like that, it'll mean a lot to me if we're able to help out and everything. And yes, that's pretty much it for me. Does anyone have any questions? All right, with that, I yield.
From the Health and Wellness.
Hey guys, Director Thomas did send me a report again today. So. Hi, everyone. It is. Hi, everyone. Happy Tiger Tuesday. Today is my last Tuesday shift. Although I cannot be here today, Assistant Director Dotson and I have been working very hard to organize our events for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Next week is full of events, so save the following dates. Monday, April 17th, Take Back the Night panel and in the theater from 5 to 7. There'll be refreshments, resources, meditation, free self-defense items, and an opportunity for students to speak. Attending the event will give you 1 raffle entry for the giveaway basket. Tuesday, April 18th, Denim Day in Paul's Pavilion from 1 to 3. Please wear jeans. We'll have fabric paint and fabric markers to design jeans, the Simpson Sweets food truck, Polaroids, music, and an extra raffle entry for those who take the It's On Us pledge. All SGA members can wear their jeans to GA that day. Please also consider donating jeans for other students to use on Denim Day. The donation box is outside the SGA office. Thursday, April 20th, the giveaway winner will be announced. Prizes include several self-care items, an Amazon gift card, and more. Saturday, April 22nd, walk a mile in their shoes. Will be at the Greater Baltimore Medical Center, 5 minutes from campus. It is $15 to participate in the walk, and the funds go towards GBMC's domestic violence and sexual assault and forensic examination programs. I will send a link in the group for those interested in signing up. I would really appreciate your participation and support in these events. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Stay safe and healthy with the Red Heart, Director Thomas.
This is North Dominion. Department of Higher Ed.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Hey guys, I missed you so much. But this week we will have our collab with Crop tomorrow from 12 to 2. Please meet in the office by like 11:15 for provided transportation. And my homegirl over here, she went and she said she had a good time, right? Right. So also, I will be meeting with all exit mentors tomorrow at 3:30 to plan this week's workshop. And then our last visit is going to be like the first weekend in May. I think it's like May 4th or 5th. And I would like to do like a basketball tournament kind of thing with them. So if you want to help me plan that, you can come to the meeting tomorrow at 3:30. We are also having exit this week, this Friday, always from 10:30 to 1. So if you're interested in wanting to be a mentor for our last couple of visits, please let me know. And also on April 28th, you guys have been hearing me talk about this young professional panel for a while. So that's finally happening on April 28th. And if you have anyone who could be a part of the panel, I would like people under 30 to be under the panel. So you have like cousins, friends, anyone in a good career, a trade school, anything like that, let me know. I would love to invite them. So far, I have a senior engineer, a hairstylist, and a nursing assistant. So yeah, any questions, comments?
How many people are you looking to have? Like, how many, people?
More other people.
Aren't you with the people?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
asking how many people.
Probably like 8.
8, okay.
But yeah, any more questions? With that,
Department of Legislative Affairs.
Alrighty, happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. So I have a quick update on the bills for Tiger Pride Day. I'm happy to say that 4 out of 5 of the issues that we lobbied for are sitting on the governor's desk waiting to be signed. So that's you guys. Those bills are House Bill 16, the Hear Our Voices Act, Senate Bill 5, the Hate Crimes and Civil Remedy, Senate Bill 26, the Maryland Medical Assistance Program, Children's Health Program, the energy, the big one. And then the transcript bill, we lobbied on a similar issue, it's just under a House bill that got passed. So that was crossed out as Senate Bill 248. So big shout out to you guys and your advocacy. 4 out of 5 bills, that's pretty good. So.
Under special projects.
No.
Holiday monthly.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, on the reports I got is that we have new merch on the way. I'm not gonna say too much because, you know, it's supposed to, you know, y'all gonna see those new merch on the way, new merch that has arrived from ITU, and the food share is on the way, by the way, Jalen. I don't know why they took it so long, but, yeah, that's all I have. Any questions?
Is the new merch clothing?
No.
Hey, man, I can't.
What's off?
Yeah, what's up? That I am.
Department of Student Organizations.
A report.
Department of Student Development.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Just to keep it short, our Passion event went well. I didn't expect an applause, but also be on the lookout because the sign up genius for our kickball event is coming out soon. And with that, I yield.
Discipline representative.
All right. Hello, everyone. Just another quick announcement. We are also going to be working with the Counseling Center to host a Q&A session open to the public on the 21st, on Friday, the 21st at noon. It'll be out in the courtyard, just to get, you know, community feedback, input on a lot of the events that have gone on this semester, what everyone would like to see in the future, things like that. So if you can, you know, swing by and we'll be happy to hear from you. Any questions? That I.
University Residency Government Representative. Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. So first, to give an update, Towson Tiger games, went fine. We definitely had some hiccups in some conflicts in location with 25 live. That was weird, but nonetheless, we still gave away all of our merch, all of our shirts and headbands and stuff on Friday. The inflatables were a hit. We had over 100 people come in and out of those and stuff like that. So it was pretty fun. We are out of merch. Not really, like, hit me up if you want a shirt or headbands. Like, we've got some reserves, like, because we need our picks and this cool stuff. So that's that. Also, we're moving into our interview phase and everything. We are working on filling vacancies in our e-board for next semester and things like that, but we're moving into the later half, working on HRL's banquet and also having a lot of end of the year events go on, so stay tuned on our Instagram for that. Lynn likes to throw a little block party thing to happen by the end of the year. And also we have a lot of our building councils who've been saving up their funding to really collaborate and do more end of the year events and stuff like that. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on more fun things to come. Any questions?
Hi, guys. So two quick updates, or three. We have budget training for all sport clubs this Friday at our SCO meeting, so all clubs are able to properly fill out their budget requests for the next school year. There are 3 home events this weekend. All of them are on Saturday on Verdict Field 1. There's a women's soccer game, a men's soccer game, and a women's lacrosse game. And then the last thing is the SCC met yesterday, and we approved supplemental funding for 3 clubs. Men's ice hockey was requesting supplemental funding for their locker room. Tennis was requesting some extra funding for a competition for this semester, and Palm Squad requested supplemental funding for an event they're planning on going to this summer. Does anyone have any questions? With that, I yield.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. The Transfer Council is having a board game night on Thursday from 7:30 to 8:30 in the SG office. It'll be greatly appreciated if you guys could support. Any questions? Yes.
Can you just invite us as a collaborator on the SGA PhD project?
Yep. Any other questions? And with that,
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everyone. Monday we had our pageant practice to perfect each contestant's walk. And tomorrow we will be meeting with the ECN and we will be filming our pageant promo video as well. And also, again, if anyone wants to help with stage and tech crew, you can reach us out. Does anyone have any questions? With that,
Office Associate Damon. Please pass the microphone.
Happy Tiger Tuesday, everybody. I only have 2 quick announcements. As I told you guys, I got a new assistant dean for accountability position. So we had our first meeting with her on Friday and it went really well. Thank you. Thank you so much, Evan. And then my last announcement is I'm working with the Department of Health and Wellness. We're having an event to spread awareness for PCOS. Any questions? Any questions? And with that, I yield.
All right, great. Happy Tiger Tuesday, guys. Advantage Tuesday is this weekend. I'll be speaking at that. I hope this week went well. Thank you to you guys who came and listened to this. It was mostly justices that came. It's just but you know, I hope you guys did feel appreciated. I do have some more letters for y'all at my desk. So if you want them, please come get them. Senator McGuire got a lot, you know. There's lots of good bills on the agenda right now. As you see, there's a couple. So thank you guys, specifically Senator White and Senator McGuire for all of these bills. There's also 2 more bills that are on the docket as well that will be coming up. Also, ABM Appreciation Day is going to be rescheduled to Monday, to December. Okay, Monday, ABM Appreciation Day. So if you guys don't know, this is going to be an annual initiative. I started it last year, but what it is basically just showing appreciation to our janitorial service employees. We're going to have like a catered food room for them. For them to come, you know, eat food. We have these little buttons for them. It's called like I'm appreciating the SGA logo this time. And yeah, just to showcase, you know, how much we appreciate them for their work that they do, you know, cleaning up around the campus. So please come out to that. It's going to be on Monday. I'll give you specific times too. Please don't come eat the food until after all of the janitorial services employees have eaten. All right, any questions? All right, great. Thank you. Oh, are there any opinions to the court?
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. So really quick, the judicial branch, we had our last appeal meeting yesterday, I believe. We decided to grant the appeal of $1,000 contingent that they get approval from ECS. Any questions? That I.
Are there any motions on the board? Appropriations chart assigned in.
I move to review Senate Bill number 5.
Okay, anyone second? A second. Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on reviewing Senate Bill number 5. All those in favor? Put your hands up. Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed and we will now begin to review Senate Bill number 5. Senator White, I believe this bill is written by you, so could you please come up and present the bill, please? Wow. Pardon me? Yeah. No. Okay, then you can present the bill no more. Court of order.
Which legislation is it in? Is it?
Should be the one that was sent in an email, right?
Okay.
Point of information, is motion for recess. Does Mr. Chair would like a motion for recess? Sure. I just have to swap out all of them, right? Yeah, I have a floor in this. I'm moving for a 5-minute recess. Okay, is anyone second? Senator Crosby? Okay, with that, I'm moving to a vote on a 5-minute recess. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Opposed? You voted in favor, you can't vote for opposed. So opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed. We'll now begin the 5-minute recess.
Yeah.
So we're just updating the legislation. You said the committee
Said they weren't updated.
So his bills that went through our committee did not have updated documents, so we're just affecting the changes in files.
You got them? Yeah, that's why I guess they didn't come.
Everything in front of us is wrong.
Not necessarily, just it's not updated, that's all.
So yes.
You're not explaining to me what's happening.
So the bills were not updated by the.
See, I don't have access to them. Like, I don't have access to them.
Nothing's wrong, but
try to give it to That's why that's why I said like. So everything. Okay, that's why I thought it was the same thing.
I'm gonna explain that to him
because I thought that's why I thought it was the same thing.
I got this. Who's the follower? There's a you or Steven. I'm Steven.
How,
Wait, Carolyn, let him handle it right quick, and then can you ask your question at the end, so he can, so the reason, so it's not.
Are you talking to somebody?
Yeah, he's about to go.
Go to Steven and tell him like Damon can't get access to the this is his file.
I'm sorry.
And I was just gonna let him know he's just gonna have to.
I apologize.
Are you good?
That's why I said I do this ahead of time.
The motion.
Sorry, I didn't hear you directly.
My bad. Everything is up. Hey, Steven. I don't have, oh.
We're in order. Yes, we're in order. All documents have been updated. Whenever you're ready, Senator Roy.
Do I have the standard? Can I say, whichever you prefer? Thank you, I would say. So Senate Bill 5 is one of my initial bills that I set out to do from the jump of why I joined SGA. So really is to help fund those orgs that do not or cannot be able to be funded under SGA budgets. So anybody have any questions for me before I yield to Senator McGuire?
No questions, go to you.
Awesome. So yeah, the Thrive Grant, as we're calling it, is really just the grant, as we talked about last week, to help our new boards get strong and to make them more successful than they possibly could be through recruitment events and some of the main expenses when it comes to recruitment, such as food and advertising around campus. So what this does is, we have all RSOs can apply for this grant, which will go through appropriations committee, and thus appropriations committee will want to make sure that there's a reason for the grant. Like, let's say they need the members to survive, or like there's a lot of people graduating and stuff like that. And then just overall, like there's a struggle to get to our Tiger points, because we really just want all orgs to come, Tiger stripes, and to have that option, to get budgets for, successful semesters. So I really want to help, especially with this new age that Towson's currently in, that a person wants to come start a club, that they can find the members that are interested, and they don't have to worry too much on the more of like the expenses when it comes to certain club, but more on the focus on making a membership, a friendship, whatever it is, in order to become successful at Towson and have an everlasting impact. Because we always want, SGA has 103rd administrations. That's a really long time compared to almost all of our other orgs, and we want our other orgs to just stay as strong as well as we are in SGA. So that'll be perfect if we can help the little guys out and stuff like that.
Thank you, Senator McGuire. Does anyone have any questions? Dr. Johnstone?
Yeah, hi. So where is the money being pulled from?
So this is going to be a separate fund that the treasurer can assign of however much money they want to put in for that semester. So it can fluctuate, but this will have a new line item on the operating budget.
There's no like set amount that you want to like put in at.
I don't believe that we are authorized to really make that decision. I think it's up to the treasurer of that administration.
Treasurer Correa?
So Jaden, I think you're kind of comparing it to the green fee, how that legislation was passed last year for the sustainability fund. So this would just be different. It would be like how the other grants are. So when the treasurer will be making like the operating budget for fiscal year 2024, they will decide how much they are allocating. They will be looking at previous operating budgets and going based off those numbers, and depending how much money they decide to go with will be there.
Thank you. Senator Hicks, I believe you had your hand up.
So is this for only new orgs or not? Because you also said like when they have a lot of members graduating.
So this is for orgs that currently do not have a budget with Towson University, so the student SGA budget. So right now, I think it could be older orgs that have like lost a lot of momentum. And we're not here to try to like lose people or any clubs or stuff like that. I really want to make sure that we're helping the clubs that will want to help. So I think right now it's just for orgs that they cannot have budget, which is what this grant allows us to do.
Any more questions? Deputy Justice Adenuga?
I'm sorry. So I was getting it, I was looking at section 2.
Just so you know, this paper is not updated, so okay. First the screen above, please. So you can scroll.
You can.
Is that good, everyone? Good? Okay. That's good. That's like, you might just see all flags, okay. Deputy Chief Justice Ivan, could you repeat your question, please?
It's been updated, but it wasn't updated on the paper, so.
Correct.
Yeah, so my question has been answered,
Okay,
the updated version.
great. Director Paxton? Don't pass my mic, please. Order.
I just want to know, so was that the only change on that bill? Because I know we have like the Greek life one, it prints down, you can't really scroll. I just wanted to know like what was on it, because I only saw the Thrive grant.
So.
Senator White,
To
don't pass my mic, please.
the director's question, I don't think I fully understand it. Can you restate for me?
Yeah, I just want to know, which sessions were being added, because, on here, it's like the Greek life, I didn't know if that was on the change bill, because they just we didn't like scroll with the screens out.
So. I'm assuming to your point that basically what the edits were made in committee was basically grammar edits. And the name and the word and the title Thrive Grant did not really leave. It always was that grant. And even through first reading, it was titled that grant, but we just didn't have the updated documents during that time. So there is nothing really to be. And basically what you're seeing on your paper and your packet is kind of like my first draft versus that is the final.
Yeah, okay.
Are there any more questions for Senator White or Senator McGuire? When you're seated, I'll reference your question. Advisor Harris.
Not sure if this was addressed while I was out. So this is a request. So recognizing that, y'all put some information up on the screen, but what was changed during the committee meeting? From first reading to committee, what was changed?
Grammar edits.
I'm sorry.
Senator White, keep that.
There's a few grammar things. It's grammar.
I'm sorry?
Grammar, just grammar corrections,
Not content.
not content, grammar corrections.
Any other questions? Representative McCauley?
I'm sorry, but can you call it the Just Do It grant, like Nike?
So section one is not mine. That is actually already in the document. So when we write Senate bills out, we actually have to keep certain things that we are quoting, especially the first half top. So for example, if I'm adding a section 2, I have to put section 1 in the bill. And just so anything that is underlined and highlighted and bolded is my edits, and anything that is not bold, that is not underlined, is not mine, is required on the bill.
I guess the better question is there a grant that's like Towson's involved with that's called the Just Do It grant?
Yes, pursuant to our governing documents, there is.
Okay, cool. As long as it's cool.
Okay, are there any more questions?
I guess.
Any more questions? Director Johnstone?
No.
Or you to Senator Crosby? Senator Crosby? I called a question. Okay, is anyone second? Senator White?
A second.
With that, I'm going to a vote on the call to question.
All those in favor? Opposed? Hands up. Abstaining? With that, the motion to call the question is passed, and we're now moving to a vote on Senate Bill number 5. All those in favor? Please put your hands up. Opposed? I'm sorry. Can we, all those in favor again? Opposed? Abstaining? But that Senate bill is passed. Then we can have a motion on the floor. Senator Crosby. Motion to review Senate Bill number 6. Give me 1 second. Government Operation Chair Ryan's. With that, now move to a vote on reviewing Senate Bill number 6. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed. We'll now begin to review Senate Bill number 6. This is again written by Senator White, Senator McGuire.
So the biggest thing when I wrote this bill was, how do I split up 5 ways and still somewhat make it equal and fair among all 5 councils? And the clauses and the underlying clauses in there on how the decisions will be made next year for these budget line items when we put money in them is based off of a fair way where all 5 councils have somewhat agreed to. And the Office of Fraternity and Sorority of Life has okayed and agreed with it as well when we did this, when we made this split. But basically, when we split all five councils of 5 line items, is somewhat making it clear that their identity is very much different, and they are very much different in identity. But yes, they still work together. They're still part of Greek life, and that's what I was trying to do with this bill. Any questions for me?
Senator McGuire, did you want to add anything? Any questions for Senator White? Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Crosby?
No other questions, sir. We can just go.
I just called a question. Okay, give me 1 second. Senator Damon?
A second.
Okay, with that, now moving to a vote on a call to question. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the call to question has passed, and we're now moving to a vote on Senate Bill number 6 as a whole. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, Senate Bill number 6 has passed, and congratulations, Senator White. Senator Crosby. Motion to review Senate Bill number 7. Is anyone second? Government Operation Chair Ryan's. Okay, with that, we're now moving to a vote on reviewing Senate Bill number 5. Excuse me, Senate Bill number 7. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, we now begin to Senate Bill number 7. Senator White, take it away.
So before I go through and talk, I just have a few questions on this before I continue. So point of information through the chair to Advisor Harris. Today is the 11th, and this is a constitutional amendment that needs to be put on the ballot. We have until later tonight to do that, or we had until the end of business today to be able to put this on the ballot to schedule.
If this legislation passes, it will make it to the election.
Correct. Okay, that's your question.
Okay, with that, then I can speak fully without striking. Yes, this bill, along with Senate Bill 8, is basically the same bill. Senate Bill 7 is a constitutional amendment.
to one, write out the grant review committee, and two, write in an oversight committee. Now, basically, Senate Bill 8 does is basically the same thing in much more detail under our governing bylaws. But we will go through that in a minute. Senate 7, yeah, that's basically what that is. Any questions for me? This committee went through quite a bit and the loss with this bill. I'm pretty sure the committee chairs did an awesome job, and do want to publicly thank all the committee chairs and committee members that were there to help fix a lot of the grammar edits on that too. So,
Any questions for Senator White? Dr. Thaxton? Someone please pass my mic.
All right, so this is about the oversight committee in general. I see the need for it, but I do have a concern that, you know, I'm not saying that any of us will do it, but in the future, say, I feel like this committee could be used and could be weaponized against certain SGA members. Like say if there's a conflict or whatever, just some of the items that the oversight committee, I feel like you can weaponize it against certain SGA members.
So to your statement on that, one can kind of say that for all departments in some way of power, and a political or organizational atmosphere such as this. It's just a matter on ethics and making sure for all those positions of power, that we think and have that mindset of, is this person an ethical person to do this job? So yes, I will agree that put a lot of somewhat check and balance into this bill when I was thinking that, just like there's that amount in positions on our executive board here and as a Senate for certain things as well. So that kind of makes sense. So I understand your concern, and I written in clauses in our bylaws to make sure some of those problems won't happen. For example, the majority rule policy, the committee can't really enact any disciplinary action on a member without the full majority of the Senate, of that standing committee, and that's of the Senate committee. So of that body. So instead of the chair being a bully, so to say, as we've seen in politics and political atmospheres, that can't really happen in this committee based off of how I written it. It moves by a body and a body only.
Gotcha. I think that's what you'd explain that.
Deputy Justice Adenuga. Someone pass my mic.
Senator White, right? You said that this bill is about checks and balances, right? So my question is, if the committee is made up by senators, and there's also senators that will vote, and these are the same senators that will vote on the impeachment trial, how can you stop the biases and and actually keep a check and balance in this if it's all about the same members serving both communities?
So,
yes, I'm done.
So just like nationally, we always notice how for impeachment, in our national government, impeachment starts in the House and moves to the Senate. Just like nationally, you will always have a little bit of bias in voting when you're in congressional voting. So one can't really automatically rule that out as a factor, but the 7 members on the body does not vote nor control fully what 25 members can do in a room. That's just a fraction of the body when we come into vote on an impeachment trial after your judicial step. So, and actually, that's a step for that committee is in between right before the judicial and judges vote on the impeachment as well. So that's that extra
check in that process. And that extra check in our, branch, in our, institution. That kind of answer your question?
Senator Bowles, excuse me, to proceed to the Senate, Deputy Justice Rodriguez.
Yeah, it does, but I'm still concerned, about the, amount of senator power in this impeachment trial, like. I understand the process of impeachment trial, but why is it necessary to have the senators vote? Oversight committee, let me be specific, the oversight committee vote on the former charges instead of just voting on whether the former charges is valid during the impeachment trial, so. So the written in part on this committee actually writes in for somewhat of a investigation of this committee to look in deeper. So 7 people asking different questions that a person or an entity did not ask is somewhat seen and can be useful later on the record for other steps. So that's one thing that I was thinking when I wrote in section 3. On addition to that, just like I said before, 7 senators is not 25. And each senator has 1 vote. So I understand your point on that, but yeah.
Senator Brown, you had your hand up, I believe. Right. Director Cunningham.
Hi, I was just wondering, because you guys are doing a whole bunch of senator talk, can you make this sound simpler for us directors? I'm just a tad bit confused, but it really does seem interesting.
So if you could let me know what you're confused on, I'd be proud of this.
All of it.
Order, if you're not asking a direct question regarding legislation, please don't refrain from asking it. Like, if you have a question regarding something that confuses you in the legislation, but if you don't have time to review the whole thing and answer the question, if that makes sense. Senator White, feel free to
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I feel like this is a valid question because, we're all in SGA. So, I get that we need to be out here by 7, but at the same time, I'm interested. So I feel like.
No, I'm saying, like, direct the question towards something that confused you particularly, or so we can address it.
But it all confused me.
Senator White, you can feel free to answer the question.
I guess I don't fully understand where you're confused about particularly, but I'm willing to answer any questions that you may have directly.
So basically, y'all are trying to get rid of what Eddie's job is.
No.
Well, then what are y'all are basically trying to get rid of grant review. I don't know which job it is for y'all. And then just have like a senator group to get rid of grant review. That way y'all don't have to go to another meeting.
Senator Crosby.
Okay, so for the record, then.
So as far as the grant review committee, we're trying to take that away, give that to a probes, and then to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, we're replacing grant review committee with Senate Oversight Committee. Is that? Oh, so then you want to know Oversight Committee? So Oversight Committee just allows the Senate to have a committee to essentially oversee all the other branches of the government.
And the problems that happen, just like in Congress, just like nationally in Congress, our Congress and for our state as well. Its job is to somewhat oversee and to look over on executive branch dealings and some small judiciary branch dealings, not when it comes into the Supreme Court of our state or of our country, but small things like that.
Prosecutor Edwards.
Okay, so that's a lot of questions about like the process. Can you explain like how exactly this will work? Like just give like a blanket example, just so I can kind of understand like how it will work.
So I personally want to say that for Senate Bill 8. Senate Bill 8 over reviews fully in great detail on how this committee would be operating, how the chair's purview would be operating, and just how all in general that would affect the Senate. But I can kind of give you a brief overview of it if you really want in detail of that.
Vice President Edwards.
This Senate Bill 7 says that if we pass it, let's say we're in favor of Senate Oversight Committee. but I don't know how it works. So we're gonna say we're gonna be in favor for it and then Senate Bill 8. You tell us how it works. You know what I mean?
So in detail, and this is partly the conversation we had in the office too, but I'm gonna just I'd say, this is keeping in with our somewhat of what you all and all of us said that we would somewhat try to do is try to keep some form of consistency between our documents. So hence why I put this as and actually why I have a constitutional amendment and a bylaw amendment as well. So so the bylaw amendment actually can stay on, and if it's to the vice president's liking, I can withdraw this constitutional amendment, but still the bylaw amendment would still be enacting and we are still able to make the committee through bylaws. Vice President Edwards.
I just want to know how it works, like the process, because I'm just confused on it. I won't give like how I personally feel about it, but I don't really understand like how it works. Like, I understand what you're trying to do, but I just want an example so I understand like what would happen with this committee.
So based off of requests or emails that is sent to the chair about a situation or about a event or about a director or about an operation policy, that committee chair would receive that email. He or she would bring that to the committee. The committee would discuss on whether they would like to fully investigate this further, and they will vote. The vote will happen in that initial meeting, and if the committee by 2/3 decide that they would like to investigate this further, then they can. If they do not, they do not have to, and they would just regular on to the typical processes if there was a situation or a judicial situation. However, if the committee did choose to investigate, then naturally it would be close to no bigger than a 1-week process of the committee maybe having a meeting and calling people in to ask questions or to video phone calls or just certain things like that. Just to figure out a better way to resolve or whatever. And then after that meeting, the committee will sit down, have a discussion about, and the recorder would naturally write up a report basically outlining and suggestions or ways to help move forward within our body. Does that kind of make sense? Edwards?
So I understand, but don't you think that is kind of the job, like you're talking about investigating and calling people to meetings, isn't that the job of like the judicial branch and what the solicitor general like does? Like doesn't she already handle like situations and that, so how does this committee not like overstep?
So one, you made that statement last week, and actually, I feel like I didn't fully answer that question or answer that question wrongly in my that was posted. The ideal of this one is to not necessarily replace or overstep, but to be another entity, just like that in a way, but more for the legislative body, controlled and seen under the legislative branch versus the Solicitor General is under, I do believe, yes, we're I guess judicial branch in this case, but it's not necessarily to replace the Solicitor General or the J Board, but it is to create some sort of body, of investigative body and an investigative policy within the legislative branch, so the legislative branch can actively what's the word? Sorry, my brain is gone today. Actively investigate is the word that, or choose to actively investigate or not to within their body, within their body, within their branch. That kind of makes sense. So it's not one to replace our steps, but it is an extra step or an extra process or an extra option that a person can go to if they feel like that one of their options are out.
So what happens if, like, remember I asked last week, I don't think you answered that question. So what happens if the two bodies disagree? Like the Senate Oversight Committee says, we do want to take further steps, and the Solicitor General says no, then what happens?
Then actually the Senate Oversight Committee is within their purview to make an investigation on that and review the investigation on that.
And then whatever recommendations come out of that committee is up to the person that is ruling. But at the end of the day, the judges have the final say. And just like federally, just like statewide, and just like in our body and our constitution and bylaws, the justices have the final say. And actually, I've written that in Senate Bill 8, and it is repeatedly in the holding, because I didn't remove that clause in Senate Bill 7.
Deputy Chief Justice Adenuga.
I just want to make a quick clarification. The judges have found in the, let's say in the appeal process, the judges only have the final say over the charges that were brought up against the individual, not whether or not there should be impeached or not. They'll have to say that the charges are, yes, you can go on with the charges. The senators are the one that actually vote on whether the person should be impeached or not. That's my clarification. And a question to Senator.
Point of information for the chair to the justice. So to your stance,
And I'm gonna amend my statement because it may be a little confusing. Our constitution basically has the final say. So depending on the procedure outlined, for example, impeachment, if the Senate has the final say on impeachment, then the Senate has the final say. But when it comes to appealing of a PDR, for example, or appealing of a certain area process, then all appeals go to you. And I do believe the justices have the final say. I understand that, but I had a question for you over the oversight committee. So in your future bill, where you actually describe the powers and roles of the committee, it wasn't really clear what the power over the committee has over the Attorney General and the Solicitor General. So can you please clarify what power they have over the PDR?
absolutely.
Given, if it is given by the AG, does the oversight committee have the power to stop that?
The oversight committee does not have the power to stop a PDR. Only the judicial branch has the power to overrule a PDR. And I do believe I make that very clear in Senate Bill 8, that the judicial branch and the justices have it, unless I said something wrong.
Senator Crosby. Your last statement really helped. So essentially that this committee, if somebody wanted to come to this committee, the investigation would be to decide what PDR level or whatever decision that would be. And then it would go to the justices to either overturn that or let it go. But we, in this committee
Basically writes a recommendation, and it is outlined as a recommendation on what steps to move forward.
Commissioner Strauss-Sonja.
I have a question.
No second. Senator Hicks.
Second.
Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on the Carter question. All those in favor? Hands up. Opposed? Please vote.
You have a motive.
Well, then the Clark question is passed, and we're now moving to a vote on Senate Bill number 7 as a whole. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? With that, Senate Bill number 7. Court of order. Can you please speak when you're being referenced to?
Point of information to the chair. Because we were on a vote and the chair kind of seemed like that I didn't vote, I would like to make it clear that I'm voting, I'm abstaining. As a point of information on the record. Point of order, can the chair rule on that? Acknowledge.
Senator McGuire.
Point of order. Can the chair acknowledge my point of information, please?
Can you repeat it, please?
My point of information was that I was voting on the record as abstain.
Correct. Yeah, you understand. You're abstaining. Senator McGuire.
What was the vote count for the call for order?
I believe it was 6-7.
And is it majority or 2/3?
2/3. I'm going to yield to Elijah Harris.
Call to question requires a majority vote. Your constitutional vote requires 2/3.
Right, so the call to question that we did passed, and then the vote that we did for the entire bill was a 2/3 majority vote. Appropriation Chair Tanya. Well, pass your mic, please.
I move to review Senate Bill number 8.
Okay, there's 1 second. Senator Higgs. Without a number to a vote on reviewing Senate Bill number 8. All those in favor? Hands up, please. Please vote. Okay. Senator, why are you voting?
I'm abstaining.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Opposed?
Are we on a vote?
We're doing a motion right now.
Are we on a vote?
Yes. Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion is passed to review Senate Bill number 8. So written by Senator White again, so I take the word. To the chair, I feel this is not gonna pass either. Which I'm okay with. I was okay with the other one not passing too. I actually kind of came into this meeting knowing that either one of these were probably not gonna pass. Okay, so I'm gonna yield to any questions first before I pull and strike. Before I make a motion to strike my own bill, I think I can do it. Director Schreier. Ready? Deputy Chief Justice Adams.
The question to Senator White. Look, Senator White, you made the values, everything details in your bills, right? So I was wondering why is this so vague and like, it's, for example, in section, I believe, yeah, section 2, subsection D, section 3, subsection D, number 8, why would we make that so vague? And it seems like so much. Oh, you changed it. Okay.
Well, I want to change the point of information to the chair, to the justice. I want to remind the justice that these bills were edited in committee, and all 4 of these bills up here on the docket were not the final draft. These are like first drafts that one was not submitted on the first reading, and one was not really submitted under committee work. So just want to remind that.
Director Johnstone. I'll pass the mic.
Just for our own record's sake, are we gonna get an updated version of the bill next week or?
I have to grab whatever is to the chair or just Senator White.
Chair, sure.
Updated version of the document, I'm going to yield to Vice President Edwards.
Yeah, immediately following the meeting, I'll share the updated version with you all. I didn't have access to the prior.
Thank you.
Senator Crosby.
Motion to strike Senate Bill number 8.
Okay, then 1 second. Senator Damon.
A second.
Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on striking Senate Bill number 8. All those in favor?
Okay.
Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, with that, Senate Bill number 8 has been struck. Senator McGuire.
I'd actually like to make a motion. My motion is to amend the Constitution to change our voting for call the question to 2/3.
All constitutional amendments must be made during this committee, so you can't amend anything currently because we're in General Assembly. Senator Brown,
Motion to review resolution number 33.
okay, give me 1 second. Senator Rainey. Okay, with that, I'm moving to a vote on reviewing resolution number 33. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Senator White, are you voting?
I'm abstaining.
Why? You can't abstain. You have to, unless you can't maintain neutrality over this resolution, so you have to go either opposed or abstain. I mean, it's opposed or in favor.
I can't think so, about to make a personal privilege.
So you can abstain. Thank you. All those in favor, again, sorry. Opposed? Abstaining?
I voted yes.
Okay. With that, we can now begin to review resolution number 33 and your personal privilege to be granted. Okay. Cindy Sola, could you please come up front and present why I'd like to be an SJ? Everyone go run. Yeah, can you get a microphone right there, please?
All right. Okay, hello, everyone. My name is Simi. I'm here to join SGA, and my reason why I want to join SGA is because I want to help bridge the gap between communities and clubs here, not only here on campus, but outside in the community. And I thought the best way to do that is join marketing. And that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions for me, I'll answer.
Awesome. Guys. Are there any questions for Cindy? Senator Brahimi? Do you have any specific clubs or gaps you want to fill?
Yes, I do. Majority of that right now is like the minority clubs here on campus. I think if we all come together, it will be better.
Are there any questions for Cindy? All right. Cindy, please step outside while we deliberate on your voting. Everyone give a round of applause, guys. Well, I'm a lunch break or something. Congratulations, Cindy. I'm very excited to see what you do as part of the administration. Are there any other, motions on the floor? Senator Crosby? Motion to review. 34. Give it anyone second? Senator Moore? Okay, with that one, I'm moving to a vote on reviewing resolution number 34. All those in favor? Senator White, you gonna vote? In favor, okay. Opposed? Abstaining? With that, the motion has passed. Now we begin to review resolution number 34. Sabina. Sorry, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Please come up front and give us a one word again. The round of applause.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. It's actually pronounced Sabina. But so basically, I feel like SGA is a perfect platform for me to make a meaningful impact. So whether it's through advocating for policies, supporting student organizations, or simply being a listening ear for my peers, I believe that I can make a good impact. And I'm also committed to doing everything in my power to create a more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable campus community. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions? Senator Brahimi?
Do you have any initiatives?
I actually do. So I'm not aware if any of these initiatives are passed already, but I do have an idea for like the justices mainly. So I thought of like an open office hours things where we can have students stop by and discuss any concerns or issues they may have. I also feel like, I don't know if this is a thing already, but a Know Your Rights campaign to educate students on their legal rights and how to protect themselves. Harassment. But yeah, that's pretty much, I have more, but I'll just do this.
Director Sutton?
Hey, what made you pick the J board? Why did you use the board?
So I pretty much, there was a document like for when I was applying, because I knew I wanted to be on SGA, but I looked over every position and I felt like the justice fit what like I was mostly looking for. So yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you, Sabina. I appreciate it. You can please step out and we'll deliver on your voting.
Senator White.
All right, I motion to suspend Senate rules and review financial bill number 3.
Does anyone second that motion? Senator Crosby?
I second.
Okay, this is almost on the floor. So, okay, well, with that motion being seconded, all those in favor? Point of order, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor to bring Senate rules to review finance bill number 3? Opposed? Please vote. With that, the motion has passed and will now begin to suspend Senate rules to review finance bill number 3. President Edwards.
Just for clarification purposes, this is on first reading. Like it wasn't initially on the agenda, so now it's going to be on the agenda for first reading.
Everyone.
Senate just voted. The Senate just voted to put this out of first reading and put this into second reading and review it. That's what we just did. So to the chair's knowledge, we're on reviewing and voting to confirm today.
But it hasn't. Oh, we did bring Senate rules here, that's correct. Treasurer Correa and Senator Ryan, feel free to speak on the bill. Treasurer Correa, if you'd like to present the bill. I can do it. If you need a microphone. From our business chair.
So, finance bill number 3 is just basically going over all the orgs that we, met with during budget allocation. And, they presented, all senators, I'm sure y'all were there for at least, some of the presentations, and they're also accessible in the SharePoint, so you had, this entire time to look through them. But the bill just lists every org plus the total they requested, and the, full total, being asked from us from all orgs is 109,531.46. So this bill is just confirming that.
Treasurer Correa.
And just for clarification, I've been saying for over a month that these budgets and presentations are accessible to not only the senators, but everyone in this administration on the SharePoint to view. And just as a background knowledge, so there is currently not a set budget for the fall 2023 student organizations budgets. The following treasurer after me will be able to conduct that number using the number requested. And I do want to let everyone know that during budget hearing, there was never less than like 3 senators there. The senators who were there, they were present and paying attention. The budgets that we did receive, if there were any recommendations, they were resubmitted and updated on the SharePoint as well. So these numbers are accurate. Yeah, and also just keep in mind that not majority, but some of these student organizations, it's still contingent upon them completing their Tiger Stripes, as well as contingent upon them fundraising their 15% if they have a current spring 2023 budget.
Senator White.
I also want to say before I call the question that we had, as a Senate, had a chance to vote and confirm this on Friday, and we did not choose to do that. So that's why we're doing it here, to not push off and hold off throughs, which is what I was doing. So with that, I call the question.
Does anyone second? Senator Crosby?
I second.
Without now moving to a vote on the question on finance bill number 3, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Without the call question is passed, and now begin to vote on finance bill number 3 as a whole. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? That finance bill number 3 has passed and the resolution is done. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Crosby.
Motion to adjourn.
No, man. Point of order.
There's a motion on the floor.
Point of order, there's a motion.
The motion on the floor. Is there anyone second?
I second.
Okay, with that, let's move to a vote. On adjourning, all those in favor? Favor? Vote.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? With that, we adjourn. Thank
Like I
you.
was gonna say, friends, I just put the sign up genius during our recess, the sign up genius for tomorrow's collab with Crop, so please go sign up. And exit meeting tomorrow, 3:30, 8.